All right, everyone. Well, there is some crazy stuff going on right now in Raid Shadow Legends. We have a lot to get into, so let's jump straight into it today. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about is a problem with Void Shards. Now, this is going to be a little bit more of a personal problem. I think a lot of you guys are going to agree with me. Some of you guys might disagree, but I wanted to talk about it because I got bombarded with questions about this yesterday when a certain pop-up offer showed up. And it's this offer that was available in the store, and a lot of people were asking me on the Discord and just messages on YouTube. This looks like a great offer. It looks absolutely amazing. It's got Void Shards, it's got books, it's got gems. What do you think about this? Are you going to be buying it? You know, kind of give me your opinion on this offer specifically. And I normally don't get questions like that, to be honest. It's very rarely where I get bombarded about very specific packs. I think we're all just used to the ridiculous amount of offers that Plarium shows us on a daily basis, and it's very rare for an offer to really catch people's attention, but this one certainly did, and I'll tell you guys that I passed on this offer. This was an easy pass for me. I didn't even think about it, and the reason is because this pack has a lot of Void Shards, and Plarium, in my opinion, they really overvalue Void Shards. Now, when you break down the value calculator, you can take a look at Chosen's value calculator. It's pretty good. There's some other ones out there. I have my own little personal one. I know I talked about it in a video from a couple of weeks or a couple of months ago. But just overall, Plarium really overvalues Void Shards. They are worth approximately 3 times as much as an Ancient Shard. Now, Void Shards are generally considered to be better than Ancient Shards because you get exclusively Void Champions from Void Shards. However, the rate at which you end up getting Void Champions is going to be exactly the same as Ancient Shards. So if you go to the actual summoning portal and you take a look and see, for Ancient Shards and for Void Shards, the pull rates are still going to be exactly the same. 8% for Epics, 0.5% chance for legendaries for both Ancients and Voids. Yes, they are doubled during double rate events, which is nice, but it's not like Void Shards have a higher chance of giving you Epics or legendaries. The only difference is you are only going to get exclusively Void Champions, whereas Ancient Shards will give you champions from all 3 of the other affinities: Force, Magic, and Spirit. Void is known, of course, as the most powerful affinity because if you take a look at one of these affinity things right here, it's in the middle. It doesn't have a weakness. It doesn't have a strength. It's just kind of known as the neutral and most powerful affinity because of that, but still, they value them at 3 times as much, which means Plarium charges you the same price for 1 Void Shard on average throughout the packs and offers as what it would cost you to buy 3 Ancient Shards. And even though you can end up getting Void Champions, I would still much rather have 3 Ancient Shards than 1 Void Shard. So I just think that when it comes to these pack offers and just pack offers in general, Void Shards are overpriced. And I do think they are more valuable for sure, because I definitely think that there are a lot of very strong Void champions in the game, especially rares. There's a lot of really good Void rares that actually stack up to be as powerful as many epics and legendaries, but 3 times really seems to be a bit of a stretch. I would say Void Shards are probably like 50% more valuable than Ancient Shards. Maybe if you really want to push it, twice as valuable, but for 3 times the value at $3 each in comparison to the average of roughly $1 each that you're looking at when it comes to buying Ancient Shards, I don't think it's worth it, and I never buy packs with Void Shards. I happily get plenty of them just by playing the game normally. I tend to see a lot of Void Shards in clan boss chests. You get them over time, and I'm happy with that. So when it comes to this pack offer, because it was so expensive, yes, if you value Void Shards at the typical price that Plarium values them at about 3 times as valuable as an Ancient Shard, this was a great pack, but because I personally don't see them that valuable, it was an easy skip for me. So wanted to talk about this and open up the discussion to you guys in the comments. What do you guys think about Void Shards? What do you think about Plarium's, kind of their opinion on what they see Void Shards worth? And do you agree or disagree with Plarium and what I said in this video? So wanted to talk about that. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is something else that popped up in the store, which is a first. We have not seen this before, and it's not one of these special offer packs, the Conqueror pack, special progress, artifacts. We've seen all these. It's this last one, and it literally just popped up a few minutes before I started recording this video. It was actually great timing. This is a first. We have not seen a Glyph pack before. Maybe we have very early on, but I don't think so. This is the first one that I have personally seen, and oh boy, So, look what we have here. The first ever Glyph pack. Now, 5-star Vitality, Strike, and Haste Glyph. Now, the Vitality and Strike are, sure, okay, they're cool, but the really big deal about this pack is the fact that it has a 5-star Haste Glyph, which is a speed glyph, included in it. You also get some energy and some silver for the price of $20. Now, do I think that this pack is worth $20? Absolutely not. I think this has to be one of the worst things that you can spend your money on in Raid Shadow Legends right now, especially as a newer player. $20 is going to go a much further way. Even if it were to come to something like buying one of these energy packs, you're going to get so much more value out of something like this than you are compared to something like this. Now, I don't think it's worth $20. Do I still think there are people that are going to buy it? Absolutely, because getting a 5-star speed glyph is absolutely huge, especially to min-maxers and people who are really pushing endgame content and are trying to compete, because that is going to add additional speed to your champions that's going to be very difficult in order to get this from other locations. You're really going to be having to farm the highest difficulties of faction crypts in order to end up getting that 5-star speed glyph. As you can see, it's not until you get to stage 14 where you even open up the possibility of getting 5-star glyphs, and then even then it's 2-star all the way through 5-star. Your chances are going to be very low, and then you have to get lucky and get a speed roll. Still, even if you do stage 14, it's going to take a long time and a lot of luck to get a 5-star speed glyph. It's probably not until you get to the later stages, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, which are very rarely farmed by anyone. Very few people in the game can even do this type of content. It's not really going to be accessible for many people, so being able to buy them for $20 is a really big deal, and even though I don't think it's worth it, I know there are going to be certain endgame players who are very competitive who will still be buying this pack to get those 5-star glyphs. So who knows how this will pan out in the future, if they'll keep doing this, if they'll kind of ramp it up and kind of make them more appealing. Well, I think it's safe to say, though, that glyphs are fair game now for stuff to be offered in the shop. The only thing that I am surprised about is the key refills have still not become available. There's been this plus icon in the actual Faction Wars for a long time, and when you click it, it doesn't actually do anything. I thought very shortly after Faction Wars was released, you would be able to buy some sort of refills with gems for your keys, but it doesn't seem like you can do that yet. But there's got to be that plus icon there for a reason, even though you can't actually click it as of right now. So that's everything shop related for now. I know that's more than I usually talk about in my videos, but I think both things were important to talk about. So now let's move on to some other stuff. We've got some updates when it comes to events. So we do have 2 new events, I guess technically 1 event and 1 tournament. We have this Dungeon Divers event, which just started up, very typical to a lot of the Dungeon Divers events that we see. The rewards, they're decent, they're not terrible, but they're not so insane that if you miss out on this event, or if you guys are really busy right now, it's not like it's going to have a complete game-changing effect on your account by missing out on this stuff. It's just some nice additional freebie rewards that you might as well get while doing other stuff, if that's the case. We also have a new tournament as well. The Dragon Tournament goes along very nicely with that Dungeon Divers event, so you can kind of knock out 2 birds with 1 stone if that's what you want to do. Rewards seem decent. It feels like the Dragon Tournaments have always had slightly worse rewards than the Golem and Fire Knight, because Plarium probably recognizes that Dragon is the most farmed dungeon anyway because of the gear sets that are available in it. But this one seems pretty decent. You get an epic book, you get some gems, experience boost. The competitive rewards and the leaderboard are kind of meh. You have a Void Shard for first place, 100 gems, 2 Ancient Shards, 75 gems, you know, typical stuff, not the best. No Relentless gear or anything too crazy along those lines, but still seems maybe a little bit better than what they normally offer for the Dragon rewards. Global leaderboard, I always check these now to see if there's a crazy champion available. Doesn't look like it, just legendary skill tomes for the top places there. And again, you can farm this along with that Dungeon Divers event. We also have a Champion Chase tournament that is starting up in less than a day. Will be interesting to kind of take a look and see if that's going to be a crazy event or if it's just kind of going to be a filler event that doesn't really have a whole lot going on for it. We'll have to take a look at those competitive leaderboard rewards for that Champion Chase tournament when it comes out tomorrow. Now, I will also say for the Dungeon Divers event that is going on, you don't need to do dungeons. You don't need to do the Dragon Tournament alongside with this. You will still get points for this Dungeon Divers event while you are farming the campaign, which means those of you guys who are going for first place or who are trying to get the rewards for that champion training tournament, you will still get points on completing the dungeon divers while also working on this one. As you guys can see, I'm working on it. It's been difficult. This person in first place went really hard for the first few days, but now they don't seem like they're going as hard. But as I get closer and closer to first, they might try starting again. If you are going for this champion training tournament, I would recommend saving a lot of stuff for the last day, specifically the last few hours, to try to plan a sneak attack. Or you might be surprised if you're really far ahead in first place, somebody else might be planning a sneak attack, and then all of a sudden you're no longer in first place anymore. So, just save up a bunch of champions, 4-star, 5-star, get ready to fuse a bunch of stuff. Just get ready to have those plans for the last day if you are planning on competing in that champion tournament right there. So, and the last thing that I want to talk about today is some really big news for just us YouTubers in general, and I would say the Raid Shadow Legends community overall. And I'll tell you guys why this is a really big deal, even to me, although it's not specifically promoting me, and that is there is a new news post up on the actual Raid Shadow Legends newsfeed, and as you guys can see right here at the top, show Stu Gaming some love. Watch Stu's 2020 Beginner Guide and Booster Progress. And Raid Shadow Legends and Plarium is, for the first time, actually promoting the community and promoting YouTubers. And I think Stu Gaming is absolutely great. I love his videos. I've been watching him for a very long time. He's one of the original Raid Shadow Legends YouTubers. He was making videos way before me, much closer to when Chofli Mobile was making videos many, many months ago. And it's great that they are actually showing some love for the community in general. Now, if you take a look at this post, you'll see that there are some rewards that everybody is going to end up getting for subscribing to his channel. So I highly recommend that if you guys haven't, go ahead and check it out and subscribe. It's great. He's gotten over 10,000 subscribers in a few hours, which is absolute insanity. Just goes to show how big Raid Shadow Legends and the Raid community has the potential to actually be, especially when Plarium is out there showing some love. So, yes, I understand it's not promoting me or anything like that. That's totally fine. The reason why this is a big deal is because I've been making Raid Shadow Legends videos for many, many months now, and I will tell you guys a little bit of a secret about Plarium here, and that secret is that they really have not been that in touch with the community until lately. Very rarely would they ever respond to anything that any of us would say. They were very, very silent to us, and this has changed recently. Over the last couple of weeks, they've started to slowly become more and more in touch with the community. They've been communicating with us more. They've been trying to show that they want to help grow the community more, and they overall seem to be more enthusiastic. And even though this promotion is for another channel, which is great, absolutely very well deserving, it's an absolutely fantastic sign to see that Plarium and Raid are actually interested in the community of the game, because this means that they are interested in the overall long-term growth of the game and not just trying to get new people to play it, download it, and then quit, and they don't care about anybody else. So it's a good sign. It's a step in the right direction. We still have a lot of work to go, but it's good news that they are at least showing an effort nonetheless. So congratulations to Stu Gaming, and I highly recommend you guys go check him out, subscribe, and expect some goodies in your mailbox sometime soon. I believe we already actually got the energy here, so that's pretty cool. That's going to end up being it for the video today. Lots of stuff, lots of craziness going on in Raid Shadow Legends, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the kind of discussion and overview today, and as always, more videos coming up in the future. So if you guys did enjoy and you want more videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate all the support, everybody. Thank you once again. Getting close to 30,000. If you want to help out, tossing a like means more than you can imagine as well, so thank you very much to all of you guys who do that. And of course, more Raid Shadow Legends videos should be popping up on the screen right about now. Feel free to check them out, but if not, until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.